Hi, everyone. This is Willie Crawford, and I want to invite you guys to join a barter club that I'm a member of today. And let me explain the barter club to you. A lot of you will be familiar with the concept of barter, which is just a person or a business or whoever or whatever exchanging their goods and services with someone else for their goods and services. In other words, farmer A has a bunch of little pigs and he wants some eggs. And so he trades one of his pigs for four chickens from the farmer down the street. That works perfectly as long as both farmers have something that the other farmer doesn't want. This is done in the business world too. And the difference in the business world is a lot of the business owners are in barter exchanges where it's more formalized, it's more structured. I'm in a barter exchange called iTex. That's ITEX. ITex.com is the URL, but don't go there because it's 25,000 business owners across the United States and Canada. And the easiest way to get into it is to get an invite from another member. I'd say it's hush hush. It's not a secret. I mean, barter exchanges have been around for forever. And it's an old concept, but the formal exchanges are fairly recent concept, I guess you could say. But there are 25,000 members of ITEX across the United States and Canada. So this offer is to business owners in the United States and Canada, but other countries have barter exchanges to other countries, other regions. I know there's some in Asia, some in Europe, some in all around the world, Australia. And what happens is if you want something that is offered, I'll say on another exchange, and you know about it, it's actually possible for your barter exchange to reach across to another barter exchange and work out some type of arrangement there. But the idea is for business owners to get the goods and services they need from other business owners without spending cash, because often what kills a business's growth is cash flow. They don't have enough money. If they had more money, they could buy more advertising, they could refurbish, they could do things to the business that would bring them in more profit. They could get more inventory, things like that. So iTex makes it easy for business owners to do that. To become a member of iTex, I'll show you in a few minutes, you need to reach out to me since I'm a member. I've been a member for about, I guess, 7 years, and ask me to invite you into iTex. If you're a business owner in the United States or Canada, if you're outside those areas, you can still ask me questions if you want to, but I'm not really expert on barter exchanges outside the U.S. Now, if you ask me to invite you, I'm going to go to itex.com and fill out this form. And the form says invite a business. That's what I'm doing as a member. So I will need your first name and your last name. I will need your business name. If you don't have a business name, then I can use your personal name. That's fine too. A contact number, that can be your business contact number or your personal phone number. And then an email, and that could be, again, your business or your personal email address. It doesn't matter to us. We care about bringing people into our organization who offer goods and services, quality goods and services that they're willing to sell on the exchange to other members. And the way the exchange works is when you sell something, instead of being paid in cash, you're paid in, I'll call them barter dollars for lack of a better term. It's really credits in the system. And so if I sell you something for $1,000, and you pay me with barter dollars, I get $1,000 worth of barter dollars I can spend on anything owned by anyone in the exchange. For the membership, it's $20 per member per month. And there's also a 6% per transaction fee. So if I buy something that costs me $5,000, I'm paying a 6% transaction fee on that $5,000, and 5 times 6 is 30. What is that, $300? Something like $300. So I'm getting a $5,000 purchase for $300, and that's out of pocket. You know, I still had to offer something that was worth $5,000 to get the $5,000 in credits. But I sell a lot of digital goods. I sell audios, videos, access to my membership sites, things like that, where I could sell access to a membership site to a business for, say, $100 a month. for the membership, or $1,000 a year or something, or one time $1,000. And if I bring in 100 members at $1,000 a year, I've made $100,000. For what? For access to the data that's inside the resources that are inside one of my membership sites. So to spend $1,000 out of thin air is not that difficult when you understand the world of money and of barter. We can talk about money some more if you would like to too, but for now, contact me, willie@williecrawford.org, and tell me you'd like to be invited into iTex. Let me show you around a little. I'm going to go to our marketplace, and this will tell you the types of things that we can buy and sell from each other. And I'll show you some of the categories. This is recent marketplace ads. These are people who placed listings for things they're willing to sell and given the prices and all the details. Accommodations and travel. When I'm traveling and I need a hotel room or even a timeshare or something like that, or a limo to meet me at the airport, I contact my trade director and say, I'm going to this place. Do we have any members near there? Can I get a hotel room? I want a double or want a king size bed, non-smoking on whatever floor, with whatever, and they come back to me usually within a few, half an hour or whatever, and say, the hotel's near your zip code or whatever. Fill out the form here and fax it back, and we will go ahead and charge the room to your iTex account, and you're all set. And when I get to the hotel, I walk up to the desk, show my ID card. They say, you're checked in, sir. And when I get ready to leave, often with the hotels I use, you just leave your room and your key in the room and go. And my limo is waiting outside, paid for with iTex to take me to the airport. Pretty neat, isn't it? Advertising sold a lot on iTex. That's billboards, it's television, it's cable, or it's radio, it's newspapers, it's magazines, it's even the little signs you see displayed in malls and restaurants, things like that. Those are all offered within iTex by iTex members. Now, the thing about advertising, advertising and also hotel rooms, I mentioned accommodations, is that those are a unique category of goods in that they're what are termed perishables. A perishable is something that if you don't sell it today, you can't sell today's product tomorrow. If you've got 20 empty rooms in your hotel and you don't sell those 20 empty rooms today, you can't sell today's empty hotel rooms tomorrow. So hotel owners say, well, my only cost really is room service, and that's a fixed expense. So why not offer these hotel rooms to other business owners that can give me something I need in exchange? So they sell the hotel rooms on barter, and then they take those barter dollars and buy things like janitorial service, groundskeeping, renovations, whatever they need, whatever the hotel needs. All kinds of goods and services, advertising, for example, things like that. And it's the same with newspapers, a newspaper or magazine. All they need to do is add another sheet of paper or make a tiny space available someplace, and they can sell an ad for anywhere from, $10 up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the magazine or the newspaper. If they don't sell that space today, they can't sell today's space tomorrow. They can't sell that full-page ad in this glossy magazine that's for this month. They can't sell it next month. That's a perishable. It's gone. And all it's costing that magazine or that newspaper is really to add another sheet of paper to their magazine before they print it, and their only cost is paper and ink, generally speaking. It's the same with the radio. They can let the DJ ramble on and on and on, or they can sell somebody a 30-second advertising spot at regular rates, except they can charge it on barter. And so there's a lot out there in the world of barter that most people don't know about. Business products, which is a good category. I get everything from printing, I mean huge printings of hard copy books to flyers and banners, and I get all kinds of web work done, and I host several companies where I get it on barter. All of my graphics and stuff like that. That's all. But legal services, if I needed a power of attorney or set up a new LLC or corporation, all those things I can get via iTex. Charities a lot of them are members, and so you can use your iTex dollars and get deductible contributions while you help out with some charitable cause. I'm one of the world's foremost experts actually on using barter to help charities to raise funds. There's actually an audio recording I can show you where it's about an hour sharing how I raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for certain charities using barter. And it's very powerful. Clothing stores have clothing that they offer. A lot of it brand new, some of it last season's inventory. For whatever reason, they offer it on sale at barter, and some of it in large quantities. Individuals will too. New and used clothing. I sold a bunch of used clothing, especially old military gear that people like to collect and run around in, flight jackets or whatever. Computer services, everything from repairs to computer equipment to internet service and phone systems, things like that. That's all available on iTex. Cosmetics and makeup, that's all over the place. You know, anything to do with plastic surgery, with facials and all that stuff you can get on iTex. Education, you know, everything from flight lessons to whatever you might want to learn. Online education is huge, and there's a lot of iTex members who offer it. And it's a good way for you, if you offer education, through a membership site, again, for example, to make some sales that you wouldn't otherwise make. And these business owners, they have money budgeted for growing their business. They know that they don't spend money to grow their business. They're going to be out of business. Their competition is going to take their customers, steal market share. And so they're accustomed to spending money. Another thing about iTex is these business owners, we don't haggle with each other over price. You know, you go to someplace like a discussion forum, and a lot of them, you offer some product for sale, and people are constantly asking you for a discount, and what bonuses you're going to throw in, all those things. Business owners in the real world very rarely do that. Actually, the ones I deal with, you know, you give them a price and they pay it, and the understanding is that you aren't going to charge more to them than you charge for the same product if you're offered online or any place in the offline world. In the world outside of barter, you don't. It's a no-no to raise your price and charge more to the barter club members. But there are barter club members who have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in barter dollars laying around because they sell expensive things. You know, some of them. Entertainment, you know, anything from a magician or a clown for your children's birthday party to running huge venues and hiring professional entertainers. You can get it on barter. Foods and beverages. Restaurants are, most of them have a fairly low overhead, the cost of food and things, so they understand bringing new people in, and we do a lot of things in that space. One is gift certificates. Gift certificates lets you print money out of thin air, basically. When a restaurant or any business offers a gift certificate, say a restaurant sells $100,000 in gift certificates, that's $100,000 in an interest-free loan, part of which you'll never have to pay back, because until whoever has that gift certificate redeems it, they have use of the money right away, the business, but the person who holds the gift certificate, until they spend it, that business, that restaurant owes them nothing. And what happens is we have what we call breakage in the gift certificate industry. People get those gift certificates, they move away, they stick it in the back of a drawer and forget about it. Whatever reason, they never use it. So you sell $100,000 worth of gift certificates, which is a $100,000 loan, interest-free, and say 25% never use the gift certificate. You know, you've gotten $100,000 interest-free, and then you only have to deliver $25,000 worth of service. And if it's something like a restaurant where your actual cost of the food is probably pretty low, you can see the power in that. So I'm going off on a tangent, but that's the way the world of business works. Furniture and fittings. My yard is full of lawn furniture. Inside of my house is full of furniture. My office is equipped with stuff that I bought on barter. Everything from computers to, my lighting systems and things like that. We have, furniture stores, and there's a furniture store in the barter exchange or in my barter world. I just reach out to my trade director and say, I live in the 32578 zip code. What do you have near here? And they look in the computer and say, we've got these stores. And I look to see if any of those stores are having a sale, and I get a delivery truck or a ranch for them to deliver. I go, if I want to buy $5,000 worth of furniture or $10,000 worth of furniture, I can get it on barter, okay? health and medical, dentists, doctors, whoever, they do have times when they're not extremely busy. So that dentist can say, well, I have 2 or 3 hours a week. I'm not really that busy. Why don't I offer that on barter and use those barter dollars to buy something I need, like janitorial services, like, I don't know, something to do with lead generation or appointment setting, things along that line, or whatever. Renovation on their office building, their parking lot, or whatever. But dentists do that, and what they do though, they typically will go to a trade director, and which is the local franchise, I guess you say, of the bigger ITEX organization. You know, we have these local chapters, I guess you'd call them, but they all tap into a central database. So I'm a member of one ITEX group, but I have access to everything offered by all 25,000 members across the U.S. and Canada, and they can all see my offer in the database. That's the way that works. But I can reach out to my ITEX office and say, I want a couple of dental implants, or I want teeth cleaning for myself, my wife, my kids. What do we have in the area? And they'll get me a dentist. You know, home and garden, I get a lot of garden supplies on, and you know, you go to a garden supply store and you find plants and you find planters and you find fertilizer and all kinds of stuff there. Industrial manufacturing, you name it, if it's out there, you could probably get it on barter. Same with jewelry, new jewelry, antique jewelry, large batches of jewelry, where a jewelry store is going out of business or something and they want to sell tens of thousands of dollars worth of, I don't know, cosmetic jewelry or whatever. Legal services, I've already mentioned, powers of attorney and things like that, legal documents. Marine and aviation, I've mentioned flight lessons. You can get charter fishing boats on barter. You can buy boats and cars and houses and motorcycles and trucks, all those things on barter. Some of those aren't offered that often, so you have to watch for when somebody lists one. And then, you know, you're looking for something near you. You know, I live in Florida. Somebody offering a boat in Maine is not very useful unless I just want to sail from Maine down to Florida, or I'm willing to pay for a truck to deliver it. But they're all over the place. Personal care services, you name it, it's available. Massages, facials, personal trainers who do fitness and things like that. Printing and stationery, real estate and construction. I mean, construction companies. You can buy parcels of land and subdivisions that are just starting out on barter. Repair and maintenance, you name it. Retail and shopping, you name it. Sports and recreation, all kinds of lessons, all kinds of time, you know, to play paintball or whatever. All those things are offered. Telecommunications and transportation. Let's go and look real quick at the recent marketplace ads just to show you a couple. And today is June 9th. And so this is what's listed recently in the marketplace. Here's someone who's offering Microsoft Office 2007 Professional. They're offering it mentions for operating systems, Microsoft Windows 10, 8.1, whatever. They're offering a Microsoft Office 2007 version, so it's probably still in the box. You click on this more, or you click on this link here inside the site. You go over and you read the description. They have one copy of it, and it's $75. Whereas if you've ever bought Microsoft Office, you know it's a fairly expensive software suite. Although this is an older one, this is 2007 version, but it says it works on Windows 10. So, you know, you could save a lot of money there. The simple AV solution. This is an expert who's worked around sound and camera for decades, and he offers AV services. Basically, he's out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. And his price varies. Basically, you tell him what you need, he'll tell you what's going to cost you. Sweet trinkets, it's a miniature Clarissa hat box. Okay, it says it's just adorable. I don't need a hat box. This was $39. A new bathing suit. Somebody has a size 16 bathing suit with a 38D bust, turquoise and lime green. They have one they want to sell for $36. They're in Denver, Colorado. That shouldn't matter. You can have them mail it to you. This is a Monet signed bracelet. This person wants $34 for a bracelet. These are stiletto pump shoes, size 40, heel measures 4.5 inches. Uh, Please be advised that vintage items can be dated as early as 1920s. So that tells me this is probably an older item. One at $29. If you're into collectibles, you can get some great stuff there. This person's selling a set of wrenches for $29. They're in Denver. You know, it'd be expensive to ship some things, and so you find something that's in your backyard a lot of times. Out of jewelry, out of Denver, and more is loading. This person is offering auto detailing. You know, they come out of your house, they clean your car, they wash and wax the inside and outside and vacuum it and clean the trunk and all those things. They're in Milwaukee, Oregon. So but I've seen people in my area that offer this. This is an advertising business. They provide maps for local businesses that are distributed in hotels, basically. And it's a business for sale. Photo and video production studio, another business for sale. No, they're offering this service. They're offering 100 hours at $100 per hour. And they will edit your video. They have sound deadening rooms to cut down on the stray noises and all kinds of stuff. Florida vacation cruise option, resort stay. 4 people, $798. iTex includes 4 days, 3 nights in Orlando and 3 days, 2 nights in Fort Lauderdale. You'd have to read. There's a lot of cruise and travel, a lot of jewelry offered. This is clock and watch repair. Somebody from Port Orange, Florida. You can see there's a lot of things. Directory listings for health and medical providers. Lots and lots of things. If you can imagine it, it's probably for sale. There's palm trees for sale. This place is out of Plant City, Florida, and it depends on what kind of a palm tree you want, and if some of them are cold weather tolerant, some aren't. If you live nearby, you can probably go and pick it up, or they'll deliver it. If it's a long way away, you're looking at a lot of shipping costs, and it may not survive in a cold temperature. But around here, we have lots of palm trees and banana trees and things like that. See, another business service, podcast studio rental, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go into too much more. What I'm going to do is jump to my mailbox real quick, my email, and these are recent emails I've received from John runs the chapter of the iTex Corporation that I joined through. He sends out an email several times a week, as does his assistant, describing things that members just submitted a listing for. He wants to make sure we don't miss them. So here's somebody who has an aluminum suitcase set with a lifetime warranty, and they have 16 of them, and they're offered for $7.99 each. And you read the description, and they tell you it's $7.99 for each set. You can pay for it with on barter dollars, but you have to pay shipping, and they want it's probably like UPS, $65. They want you to do that in PayPal, and they describe it and tell you what colors and all those things. And if you want a nice, fancy, ruggedized set of luggage, then I know I've read this one. This stuff comes with like a lifetime warranty, and if almost anything goes wrong with it, they will pay for it to be repaired, except for just normal wear and tear, little scuffs and things like that. But any big dents, anything breaking, the wheels, the handles, all that stuff, you get it replaced free. So I think it's a fairly good deal, and I do need some new luggage. So I may go and look at that again. Let's see, travel. This is Palm Beach Shores Lodging. This is probably a timeshare or hotel. It's they're offering one place for $1,500. This is a timeshare weekend. It's May 29th through June 5th. 1 bedroom, partial kitchen, sleeps 4 max. $1,500 trade, which means that they'll take your iTex dollars for that, and then $250 cash. That cash is usually to cover the cleaning fees. And it mentions RCI Resort. RCI is a timeshare / travel exchange club where once you buy a timeshare, if you're a member of RCI, you can exchange your week or your time at your timeshare with other members of RCI anywhere in the world, and you say, I'll trade my week here for your week there. And it's just a matter of finding somebody who owns a timeshare someplace you want to go. You can see that this is, again, Palm Beach Shores. That'd be out on the east shore of Florida. And right now it's probably pretty empty because of COVID-19, but a lot of our beaches are open back up, including the ones near where I live. You see, it's a beautiful place. You can lounge, laze around and walk the walkway and go out over the seagrass and all that stuff. I have this stuff in my backyard, so this is a charity. If you're into wine, you can buy cases of wine. I don't know why this is wine from Peru. It's $120 per case, and you can get it in, white, sherry, or rosé. And then this is the stores in Pennsylvania, though, Newton Square, Pennsylvania, and if you can pick it up there. But if you wanted it shipped, I'm sure they could arrange that, but shipping alcohol is sort of tricky, and it's expensive too because the bottles are so easy to break and it requires a lot of extra work. So I wouldn't recommend trying to ship alcohol. But say you need a new shredder. There's a company that has shredders, lots of shredders, high-powered shredders like the federal government uses to shred classified documents, and these things are selling $750, from $450 to $700. And they tell you can pick it up in Captain Hills, Illinois, but if you want it shipped, you need to provide a shipping label, and they'll ship it for you. You pay for the shipping, but this company has probably, how many do they have? They don't say how many they have. They just say they have 3 choices. They have a lot of them in inventory. I know from being around government surplus sales that every now and then a federal office, whether it's the post office or a military unit or whatever, they will decide, okay, let's replace every computer in the office or every shredder, and they'll go out and get a contract, and all of a sudden they've got 100 computers or 100 shredders for sale. And you can go to the DRMO, local DRMO, the Defense Reutilization and Marketing Office, and find out when the next sale is and bid on these things. And these shredders that this person's selling for $750, which is probably the retail price of them, even used, you could probably get for $50 each, and turn around and sell them on iTex if you want to. You gotta know what you're doing, but I can teach you all that stuff if you'd like. It's my world. There's a company that's offering landscaping there in Farmington, New Jersey. Whatever you need, from a contractor to do design, they do brush removal and everything, probably sprinkler systems, tree removal possibly. All that's, they mentioned walkways and terraces and decks and driveway, ponds, streams, fountains. They can do all that. Leaf removal, lawn maintenance, mulch application, flower bed design, you name it, they can do it. Can put in gazebos, outdoor construction, a gazebo or a patio. You can get all that on iTex. You don't have to pay cash for anything you need. If you want a nice fancy yard, you can do it. All you need to do is figure out how to come up with a little extra money, and you do that. I do that by offering my goods and services, usually digital goods and services, which cost me no money out of pocket, and I turn around and use that to buy things I need. Now, before I wrap this up, I will tell you that the United States Internal Revenue Service views iTex dollars the same as they view regular earnings. And so the iTex reports on a 1099-R, I guess it is, or 1099-B, they report your barter earnings to the IRS, so the IRS knows about that. But if you're using it for business purposes, like, for buying inventory, for having maintenance done around your business and all those things, and this is not legal advice, but that's a deductible business expense. If you use your home, a portion of your home as an office space, providing you properly document it, you could furnish that space off of iTex, and it'll be deductible. Again, you need to consult with your your bookkeeper, your tax attorney, and all those folks, not me, but there's a way to deduct a lot of things as a business expense. And so, you need to keep careful records there, but I spend very little cash on things I need to grow my business, because I can buy a full-page magazine ad or a newspaper ad or a radio spot on barter, and there are lots of radio stations, and and I can buy a lot of things for clients on barter, and then charge them cash, and I can get it cheap. I can let them even pay me over time if I want to, and so there's a lot of flexibility in what you can do as a member of a barter club. So I've rambled on long enough. I want to invite you, though, if you're interested, to reach out to me and say, Willie, I'd like more information on becoming a member of iTex. I'm tired of spending my hard-earned cash for things I need to grow my business so I'm competitive. So what I want to do is be able to take the stuff that is valuable but isn't moving as fast as it could, or stuff that, another way to look at the world of barter is there are a lot of goods and services that are available in the regular marketplace that aren't available in the world of barter, whether it's somebody ghostwriting or whatever. They often don't see a lot of that being offered. So when somebody offers a good or a service that's not readily available in the barter marketplace, then people will jump on that very quickly, and so but even the everyday things like somebody offering massage therapy or orthopedic body work, out of Boca Raton. So you think, oh, I'd love to have a massage once a week, or I or my spouse would love to have a facial, once a week or whatever. Those things are things that you can very easily afford on barter, So reach out to me, willie@williecrawford.org, or if you're on Facebook and we're friends or connected somehow, Facebook Messenger works for me. I'm on Facebook far too much, but a lot of it's, I'm just looking at this item, monthly training, surveillance tactics, and interviewing. I looked at the price, one at $1,111,000. I don't think I'll be buying that anytime soon, but it's interesting. But you do see a lot of land and things like that for sale all over the place. And I looked at some parcels of land because they are making more, but they're filling in wetlands and bays and things like that, usually with garbage and building land. I mean, Tokyo Bay, the Japanese dumped enough garbage there to build a runway out into the water. And that's all of recycled garbage that can hold up the weight of an airplane, So they aren't making much new land, but you can make land. Anyway, thanks for listening, and feel free to share this with your online contacts too. It's hush hush in that a business owner doesn't want his regular customers knowing, hey, if you're a member of a trade exchange, you could get this furniture or this medical service or these legal services or this hotel room on trade instead of paying cash for it. They don't advertise that, but it's not a secret per se. It's just something that most people don't know about. Now you know about it, and I say feel free to share. We're only going to let you into our exchange if we see value in having you as a member and you're in good standing and all those things too. But you can be just a solopreneur. And I went in and I had several LLCs and a corporation, but I went in just using my personal information. And I've referred more people probably than any other member of my local chapter. So thanks for listening. You guys have a good day.